Hi guys, EKD here. Today I'll be teaching you how I made this logo on Adobe Illustrator, how I figured out the idea and how I executed it on Adobe Illustrator. And through the process, you are going to be getting some top secrets to designing a logo, making a logo as good as this. Okay, so that's what we're going to be learning on this video. So without wasting much time, let us begin. So before we go into anything, I would like to tell you how I came about this logo, because literally it belongs to a real client, okay? And I think I have liberty to share, okay? And this logo has to do a lot with the laboratory. Okay, the company makes softwares. They make softwares that enable different sectors find managing activities easy. Okay, for instance, just as an example for you, Microsoft is a company, right? And they make softwares that enable office activities easy, right? So we have Excel, we have a Microsoft Word, for instance. So these are their softwares. So I think it's similar to this, the one of this company. So this particular software is for managing laboratory activities, okay? And it just makes laboratory activities easy. And it has different expressions. I think two major expressions. There is a mobile app version, and there is also a version that belongs to like the lab technicians, like the software, the backend, where they do everything. And there are major things that make this software very unique. And you might be saying, okay, why are you saying all these things? But these are the things you should know. If you really want to create a very stunning logo, you should know deep into what your client is doing, into the software. So this would help you know your colors and things like this to use. So it's very vital that I say all these things, right? So got the job to say, okay, this is what we want to do. This is what we want. We need a logo for our app, right? So, and the first thing you want to do is to as much as possible, try to simplify the idea. Try to simplify their idea. Okay, so the name is Smart Lab. So I thought of this one was not too difficult to come up with, because the name had some things you can play with. Okay, so we had Smart Lab, but just to remind you, it might not be as easy for you. Okay, most times it has to do with experience and things like that. So maybe the first time I started making logos, it was not as easy as this. Okay, but with time it began to become part of me. You get? So it's something that maybe with time you would get. So they brought up the logo Smart Lab. So I thought of what could best represent this. So we I looked at a lot of things, and before I even go anywhere, I will just show you. This is not what some persons will do, right? But I will show you into what I first came up with. So I thought of, okay, smart. Now we are in the age of like AI and everything. So let me do something that has to do with a boat or something. So I got to combine, maybe you see this cross, you know it's already medical, and you see this radio signal, right? This radio sign of receiving signal or Wi-Fi or whatever. So you see this sign and you are thinking, okay, signifies smart. So I came up with this first, just some basic shapes, right? So it contains a boat. These are the three things it contains. Contains a boat, contains medic symbol, like this cross symbol first aid. Then it contains this kind of connectivity symbol. So I combined all this to make this, right? Combine all this to make this. So we've got it here. So I chose green, chose blue, because these are medical colors. And it was not that bad. Made a logo with it, and we did some kind of mock-ups with it also, right? But I was not that satisfied with it. This is the logo, and it's simple, and that is that it's unique, right? It's unique. So I sent it to the client, but I was not satisfied with it. Okay, I wanted something super simple, something that maybe just a word mark. No, not a word mark, just a symbol that would represent the company. Okay, so I went further to doing this. That was when I arrived at this. Okay, and you would agree with me that this looks more simple, right? So this is a combination of a fingerprint pattern, right, and a volumetric flask. So because it has to do with symbol, and mind you, your logo does not have to show what your client is doing, but if it shows what your client is doing, it won't be bad. So far you do it in an organized manner, you get. So most times I like my logos to show what my client is doing. Okay, and I don't know if you've seen my video on Illustrator. It's a video I recently uploaded. I taught a lot about Adobe Illustrator, how to use your golden ratio, how to use your grids to design logos and all that. I believe if you have that foundation, you'll be able to understand logos better. So the link is above if you want to check that video. It is very, very, very vital you check it out. Okay, so this was what I did. I combined a volumetric flask and its fingerprint. So the fingerprint just makes it look smart, and just gives it that tech feel, because this is not a manual solution. Okay, this is a technological solution that the company is providing, so it has to have this tech feel. Okay, so there's this laboratory icon here, so I combined the two to form this icon here. So if you must see, I know some persons will be asking the question, how did you arrive at this? I'm going to show you very soon. So we had a pattern. I made this like a pattern for them to use, and then we had other, what do we call it now, other mockups, right? Mockups. But let me go over to the color. So why did we choose this color? Why did we choose the purple? Why did we choose the green? So for instance, you might be saying purple is not an official color. I think this brand is more official. But one thing you have to know is that the brand, it's two sides. Like I said, there's two expressions, okay? And there is the app that they want the consumer or the customers to use. So that app, the customers can order things, can maybe book for, not even maybe, they can book for laboratory services. For instance, they can book for the lab attendant to come take their samples and everything, do their tests, especially for those that are not mobile at the moment. You get, some person's condition might be very critical, so someone might help them to just book an appointment and things like that. So it shows, why I'm saying all this is because it now means that they are relating with the public, right? So it has to be welcoming to the public. So that's why we added a touch of purple, right? So on a normal day, some persons will just go for straight medical colors. Let me say medical colors like blue, green, and I think blue, green majorly. Blue, green, maybe red was first aid. So, but I love to be unique. I don't like to go the normal route, because everything you want to do is that you want to make your brand unique. So you want to know more about brand and everything. I think I have like 2 critical videos where I talked about, 3 videos I trashed this thing about being unique, your brand being unique and everything. So you can see that video and you understand more of why your brand needs to be unique. Your brand needs to be unique. Do you get? Because that brand is the only, how do I put it now? The only kind, it's only kind. It has to be its only kind. Do you get? It's only kind, and not its only kind in that niche, but it's one of a kind. Do you get? It's one of a kind. So you do not imitate others to do things. You have to try as much as possible through the colors, the mark, and everything, that brand is unique. And you'd agree with me that this brand is very unique. You get, even from the symbol and everything, it is very unique. So that's why we use that color. So green helps to that medical field. So it represents health, vitality. That's what the green represents, basically, atmosphere of wellness. So I think they both worked hand in hand. So I think I'll better show you the mock-up here. Okay, I better show you the mock-up here. So we have the mock-up. So we have the image, for instance. So we have the image. We have the t-shirt. You can see that it works very well in a t-shirt setup. So that is one thing you want to show your client, that this works well when it's printed and everything. It is sharp. And there is one thing that might be a little bit disturbing: Smart Lab 360, right? So they brought this up and said, okay, this accompanies Smart Lab 360. But I looked at it and said, this name is going to be too long So especially when it comes to being aesthetically pleasing, it will not be good. Okay. And one thing you cannot do is to tell your clients, please remove this 360 or remove their name or change their name, because you are not the owner of the brand. You can give suggestion, but that does not guarantee that it's going to be changed. So what you want to do is find a way to make it aesthetically pleasing. So the first time this was brought, SmartLab 360, I tried typing it like straight, but it was not working. It was really not working. So I tried using SmartLab 360, right? So, but it was too long, and it would not be apart from it being aesthetically pleasing, it was too long for a brand name to memorize and everything. So I asked for that, and I got to know that this 360, they added it to all their products. So they have, I think, another product called Speed 1 360. So that's for their network software or network solutions. So this one is the lab solutions, and they also have other products. They added 360 too. So I looked at it and said, okay, this 360 is something that will often come. So it's not the major part of that brand. So I looked for a way to make it smaller. Maybe it's like a superscript now, right? It's like a superscript. So you know why this would not hurt? Because some person might say, okay, this is small. But you know why this would not hurt? Because it's not the major part of the brand. It's not the major part of the brand name. For instance, you might be having, let me say, Microsoft group of companies. You get? So what is most important in that name, right? So you can use this as maybe an example towards you doing other brands for other people. So I have Microsoft group of companies. So what's the most important thing there? I think the most important thing is Microsoft. It's Microsoft. So it's not the group of companies. Group of companies is just like the niche. Okay, let's know it's a company. You get? Or you have Louis Vuitton, fashion company. Do you get? So that fashion company is just the niche. So it's not as important as the Louis Vuitton. So the most important thing there is Louis Vuitton. So you can get away with fashion company or make it small or something, but you can't get away with the Louis Vuitton. So you have to look for the important variable there. So I think SmartLab was the important variable, so it had to be magnified. You get? So I could get away with the 360, just put it across, but SmartLab was it. So that is a smart way of making your logo aesthetically pleasing without trying to maybe argue with the client or trying to strike some things that might be important to them off. So you can sensibly just do that. Okay, so we had this and we did a mock-up. Right? We did a mock-up like a mobile phone, right? A mobile phone. So what we did, and also for the login screen, right? For the login screen, because the lab technicians and other people, they are working with the desktop version, right? Where they will fill in things, test result and all that. And there was one major reason why I used this, because I didn't just decide to use this fingerprint, right? The fingerprint shows it's smart, gives a tech feel and everything, but there was something I thought of that made me use this fingerprint. The lab results and all that, people sometimes, especially people in Africa and even not only Africa, people want to know that their privacy is guaranteed, right? So you put a fingerprint, shows that it's secured, and what is it for, really? What is it for? So this patient can be sent their lab results via their phone. So they get it through the app. They can get their lab results through the app. So, but a lot of people might be concerned. What if somebody maybe goes for a lab test and maybe gets maybe a disease, a popular disease that everybody knows, maybe some disease that is very, very, that can be socially not good. You get? People can disdain you and things like that. So imagine that kind of result slipping through the app and getting to somebody that is not supposed to see it. That is not supposed to see it, knowing that it's not secured, or somebody accesses your phone and enters the app and just sees your result. Maybe you have this kind of disease or something that's supposed to be private. So things like that. So you put this there to show them that this is private. You get, this is secured. So when the fingerprint just gives you that feel that this is secured, and that is what one thing the company is known for. So you have to support the motion with your graphics or your logo. You have to support the motion as much as possible, because that's very vital thing. So that's the way you can communicate things, and that was how we did that. So I promised I was going to show you how I achieved this. So this is a very, let me say, not that simple, but it's just a combination of two things. So let me just say, this is a fingerprint, right? This is a fingerprint, and you can get your fingerprint from anywhere. You don't have to make it from the scratch, okay? So I'll just get these flags. So we have our flags here. So it's just a combination of two things, and Illustrator made it very easy. So if you're not using Illustrator to design logos, you have to move to Illustrator. Or if you're using Illustrator but you don't know a lot of skill, then try and see our Illustrator video, or comment down. Comment just in this comment section and just ask maybe for a particular skill you want to get on Illustrator. Then I'll do well to make a video on it. Okay, I have a good news to announce maybe after I show you this. Okay, so we have this and we have this. So you see I've worked on this really. You can really break it down because I've worked on it. So but I'm going to show you one super thing I did. So I had a flask, my flask here. So it's a shape really. I had the flask here, then I put my fingerprint into my flask. So I did do it. I copied it. You can put Ctrl X using a Mac, Command X. Then here you can click here. Then below this this part you change the color. You can just click here. Then click on Draw Inside. While you're still clicking on the shape, Draw Inside. So it's going to give you this option or these signs that you are about to draw inside. So what you just do is Ctrl V. That's paste what you've copied. So I've pasted it inside. So it's left for me to position it the way I want to position it. You get. So let me just do it first. So it's left for you to position it the way you want to position it. Okay? But I want to do it in a manner that the what they call it now. The shape is preserved, right? The shape is preserved. So let me see. So we can still reduce this. Yeah. So I want the shape to be preserved. So you can do everything, do your tweak and everything, but make sure the shape is preserved. So from here, I can just reduce the opacity of our flask, right? I can reduce the opacity of our flask. So you can see that we got the shape and is backgroundless. So you can continue to position it the way you want. So you can use it for your logos. If you want to combine two things together, maybe if it fits, if it's a kind of situation like this, you can make it just work, just using Illustrator, just a simple thing to do. And if you do not know how to draw, there's one simple thing I want to tell you. Some people feel that I'm very artistic. I'm not very, should I say artistic? But I'm not a good drawer. I don't know how to draw that much. I can draw objects and other things. I can draw objects that non-living things. I can do well to draw and try to just draw them. Even non-living things, some that has a lot of detail. I might not be able to do them as well as some kinds of persons. So when it comes to logo design, some people think that you must be a good, like super good in artistic details and everything. No, it's not like that. It's not. In fact, most times if you add too much detail to your logo, it reduces the impact of the logo, because logos are meant to be simple. Do you get? So if you're not a good artistic person, you're not an artistic person, you can still survive doing logos. In fact, you can make good logos. You can make good, amazing logos, even more than those that know how to put detail in artistic, because that can become their weakness when it comes to logos. But what can you do? Some people that are very bad in drawing, there are things you can do. There are things you can do. Okay, Illustrator gives you a lot of things to work with. Okay, to work with. For instance, you don't know how to draw. You can draw things that are very simple. If you are sketching your logo, don't draw crowns that, if maybe you want to add a crown to your logo, don't draw a crown that is too detailed. Just draw a simple crown. The major thing is that the viewer gets to know that that's a crown. So make it as simple as possible. so far the viewer is going to get it. Okay, this is a crown. This is a crown. You get, this is a crown. And once you get that, you can put it in Illustrator. Then you can look for something that fits it. If you know you are not a good sketcher, you can look for something. Sometimes you can look for something. You can say, let me say a crown. You can look for something that, and you want to always add vector crown. I'm showing you something now if you don't know how to draw. So you can look for vector crown, right? So you see all kinds of crowns. So you can pick anyone you like to Illustrator. Okay, so you can pick a simple one or whatever to Illustrator. So if you say, let's get this now, I say save as and save it. Okay, so I can bring it to Illustrator, right? Bring it to Illustrator. So what you just need to do is to image trace, expand, right? So it's going to break it down. So this image is like super clear. Even if you got it from Google and it's not clear, it's now super clear. But one thing I advise you to do is that your logo has to be unique. You cannot escape that. It has to be unique. So as much as you can do to this crown to make it unique, you have to do it. Okay? You have to do it. You have to do it. Sometimes you can. What do I do this crown to make it less? Okay, so I'm doing this now just to make it unique, right? So you can turn it to something you know that is unique. Okay, unique. Or sometimes you might have drawn something and this is close to it, so you can manipulate this until it looks like what you have on your paper or your sketchbook. So it becomes it minimizes the time you would use to achieve what you drew. It closes the gap between you not having maybe artistic skills, okay, good artistic skills. So it can help you narrow the gap. Not that you are maybe completely, let me say, nothing when it comes to your artistic skills, okay, but this will just help you close that little gap you have, so you can just arrive at what you want immediately. So the same way I got this fingerprint, because I might not be able to do it 100%, you get, but now it's not a vector art, so you can use it for whatsoever you want to use it for. So that was how I came up with this. And tell me what you think about it. And we used purple and everything, and at the end it was successful. Client accepted it. So with this now, I'll tell you about my logo design course that is currently pre-selling, okay? And I would want you to be part of it. And there are a lot of secrets I want to share, to be honest with you. There are some things I have not really shared online, and a lot of secrets I want to share. I would open up to the people that will partake in this course. And the course is just $40, okay? We'll move from sketching, ideation, the way I get my ideas and everything. If you've looked at my logos, most times they are all, I think almost all of them, they are all conceptual. When I say conceptual, I mean there's always an idea, super idea behind my logos. And I will tell you the secret of how I always get ideas around my logo. There's also always that super idea around my logos. Okay, I will share the ideas and I will take you through the path of sketching. Okay, sketching, and from there we'll move to actually using Illustrator to really craft out this thing you sketched, to execute that which you have sketched. We're going to have a couple of case studies and all that. I'll tell you also how to relate to clients and things like that, your logo design client. I'll teach you more about branding. So it's like a complete course. So this course, if you take this course, you don't have to take any other course on the internet. I assure you that you don't have to take any other course on the internet, because it's very detailed. And especially if you are in this side of the world, you would want to take this course. So straighten your hand. You have some good Illustrator skill, like I did here. So that is it. And from there, we'll move to presenting your logos and all that. So I'm going to teach you all of that on this course, so you don't want to miss out. So just click on the link below, then you'll get in and you have the pre-order. Okay, when you click on that link, then you pre-order the course. Okay, so it's going to be more like maybe one-on-one, things like that, because I'm going to be attending to you. And one reason why I'm going to sell this, because most things I do it for free, right? One reason why I'm going to do this is because I want to narrow the audience I'll be dealing with, because I want to be able to manage them very well. So, and the best thing to do is just to put a price tag. So the price tag will help to minimize the number of people that are going to come. So I don't really care about the number of persons that are going to be there, even if it's not that much. But I want to teach them. I even prefer if it's maybe if it's much, not too bad if it's much. But the thing is that I want people that will be able to focus and learn this thing, okay? And learn this thing. So that's just it for this video. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, you want to subscribe and see other courses. If maybe you're not ready for the course now, you can see other videos here on this channel. There are a lot of inspiring video and amazing video that you would see here. So I remain EKD. So don't forget to like, share this video. Bye for now. See you next time.